Hello and welcome to a very special banquet edition.
The banquet, yes.
Of 409 Sports X's and O's. That's why we're wearing, suits and stuff.
Looking dapper.
Believe it or not,
yes.
I know you were worried, folks. Mike Canizales is still a part of this show.
That's right, Mike.
It's been like a month.
It has, dude. It's maybe even more than a month, actually.
Wow.
I mean, it's okay, because you said at the very beginning when I first started this job that when December hit, we're barely going to see each other.
Vacation.
Yeah, it is Christmas vacation.
It's over now. Great movie, though.
Great movie, classic movie.
It's a beaut, Clark. But anyway, speaking of a beaut, tonight you were over at the Elegante Willie Ray Smith Award finalists. Were announced tonight. Mm-hmm. It is like the Heisman Trophy of Southeast Texas. Yes. Guys like Jamal Charles have won this thing, Earl Thomas. We could go on and on. Our boy Dustin Long back in the day, so Rashawn Johnson, some great guys have won this award. And just tell me what the atmosphere was like tonight, because I was stuck in house, but you got to be out there with all the finger food and the great athletes.
So the finger food was great because you got some chicken, and we also had some boudin balls. But let me just say this though, right? The atmosphere at first slowed down. You know why? Because J.K. Wilson, where was he at? He was already to be found. He was half an hour late, but it's okay, though, because well worth it, because, hey, Ashley is one of the top defensive players as one of the finalists. But you know what? Once I was able to talk to each and every one of these kids, they're all excited. The funny thing is that I would say at least half of them had no idea what the Willie Ray Smith Award was.
Right.
But a lot of them, they get coached up on or whatnot. But Draylen Taylor did advise me that his cousin
was a past winner.
In 2010.
So real quick, going to run through the offensive players before we really break it down. Marcus Morris, quarterback, Hampshire Finette. He's a senior. Knowlton Shelvin, East Chambers, running back, also a senior. Draylen Taylor, guess what? A running back, also a senior.
Yes.
We've seen a trend,
yes,
mainly seniors.
Trend, yes.
He's out of Silsbee. And Troy Yeoman, quarterback for Westbrook, also a senior. These are some guys that put up some big-time numbers.
Monster numbers.
And it's really going to be tough to pick the winner because, oh, by the way, guess who are the guys that get to pick the winner?
These two babbling idiots.
We do.
Yes, that's right.
We are part of the staff that votes on the Willie Ray Smith Awards. We get stats sent to us, break it down, give our opinions, and then we go through this first process. Now we have the finalists, and then we're going to vote for one winner, one offense, one defensive. First of all, how's it feel to vote for the first time?
Very first time me voting. This is fantastic, I must say. And that's what I was telling shout out to the Lions Club out there.
Right. Lots of love for the Lions Club.
We've been dealing with her quite a bit lately. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the first things I said, I couldn't wait because this is my first year doing the Willie Ray Smith. Being from this area, I know how important this award is, right? But then for me to actually vote is something special. And I will say this. It's tough, especially with this offensive group, because I can make a case for every single one. Because right now, to me at least, there's not really one that kind of sits, head and shoulders above the rest. I mean, they're all about right there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Now, during the newscast at normal time, we get anywhere from 2 minutes to 3 minutes for sports. So we can't really go into details of stats and what we're looking at and how we're breaking it down. But we are going to give you the stats on these guys because these are the stats that were given to us, okay? So we're going to explain. There's going to be some people saying, hey, that's not right. These are the stats, the official stats that were given to us. First of all, Marcus Morris, dual threat quarterback, passed for over 1,000 yards, rushed for over 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, the District 10 4A Division II MVP. And oh, yeah, by the way, he was the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week in all of Class 4A. That's for the entire state. And over the weekend, I was up in Frisco.
Well, I was here in Beaumont.
Sorry,
at the Star.
I was up in Frisco.
Doing your thing,
And as I'm a member of the board there, and great award ceremony going up there. Unfortunately, Marcus and Clayson Schode, our two local guys, did not win the Player of the Year award, but just to get up there is huge. I'm telling you, first class organization, just like the Lions Club here, first class.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
When we're talking Marcus Morris, this guy could do it all for Hampshire Finette.
No, you're absolutely right. And, with Marcus Morris, when I look at the other three guys, with Knowlton Shelvin, with Draylen Taylor, and Troy Yeoman, Marcus Morris is somebody that if he's taken out, Hampshire Finette, let's be honest, Hampshire Finette is not where they are. I mean, I believe Westbrook would have been fine. I think East Chambers would have been fine. I think Silsbee would have been fine with that three-headed monster. Don't get me wrong. I love all these guys. Right? They've all done great. But Marcus Morris is definitely somebody, you take him out, Hampshire Finette is not the same.
And we saw that in the playoffs. Yeah. Marcus Morris goes down against Giddings. They lose that momentum, and Giddings ends the Hampshire Finette season. Amazing run for them. They went through a lot of stuff out there in the Hampshire Finette area with Imelda flooding the schools yet once again houses, and Marcus Morris was a big part of that rebuilding process out there. Great young man, and we wish him the best of luck. Now, our next finalist is Knowlton Shelvin, East Chambers. Talk about a team that can run the ball. We like to talk about Ernest Caesar III.
EC3,
That's
yes.
right. But this award really is kind of pushed towards seniors. And he is a senior running back, ran for over 1,400 yards, 24 touchdowns in the District 12-3A Division II MVP. And despite sharing the ball as much as he did some big things for EC.
No, yeah, he absolutely did do a lot of big things for the Buccaneers, though, because, I mean, if you look at a guy like Ernest Caesar, how great he was, and yeah, there was times he got taken, but, man, I'll tell you what, Knowlton Shelvin was somebody that he maximizes minutes. That's all I got to say about him. He really maximizes minutes. He's quick. I mean, not only is he great on the football field, but he's great in track as well, too. I mean, the guy's a speedster, but once again, somebody that, you know, it was a nice two-headed monster out there in East Chambers, but I mean, I got nothing but great things to say about Knowlton Shelvin, though.
Speaking of monsters, you love to talk about the three-headed monsters
yes,
out in Silsbee.
Absolutely.
One of those guys, Draylon Taylor, he gets the nod and also gave his exclusive commitment.
How about that, right?
Right on 409 Sports.
Yes.
Going to Prairie View.
It was funny because when I'm interviewing him the first time, I say, you know, Draylon, is there anything else you would like to tell us? He goes, go Panthers. I said, what's that? He's like, I'm going to Prairie View. It's like, I said, so that's a 409 exclusive. I'm like, yes, absolutely. Afterwards, I'm like, do you mind sharing that? When we're on live TV, and he said, yeah, absolutely. So during our 6 o'clock show, I asked him, and he came right away to Prairie View. It was funny because afterwards, his family was like, oh, man, you know, why'd you say anything? And it was funny because Troy Yeoman was like, oh, I put you on the spot. And he's like, no, man. It's like, I would have said it now because apparently it got leaked.
Really?
Somebody says, I'm not going to say who, apparently was going to leak it out. So he was upset about this, so he went ahead and gave the nod to us. But Prairie View A&M, yeah.
If you're going to leak it out, we're going to get it.
That's right. Why?
They're going to talk to us.
We're hashtag Trick loves the kids, right? Wu-Tang loves the kids. 409 Sports loves the kids.
When we're talking about Taylor's stats, by the way, he's another 1,400-yard rushing guy, 17 touchdowns, a big part of their state semifinal run.
Huge part.
That close to knocking off Wimberley and sending us to Jerry World. But Silsbee is definitely going to have some big shoes to fill next year, because they're losing some great athletes.
No, they absolutely are. I mean, it's, you know, at the end of the day, yes, they're going to have, our line is going to be back there. Foster's going to be back there as well, too. But, yeah, I mean, when you lose guys like Cartwright and Martin and Draylon Taylor right there, it's be very interesting to see. I think they'll be all right. But, yeah, man, Draylon Taylor, man, how special was he? I mean, when I think about that game we're at against Wimbledon, I'm always going to think of him running over that guy and just standing on top of him.
I was over here like, please don't get a penalty is what I was saying. Because, you know, I'm the old grumpy man. But, no, I loved it. He was pumped up.
Yep, absolutely.
And the only reason I said don't get a penalty because it's a crucial point of the game. And you see some officials in the playoffs with those flags, they like to throw a little too much.
Especially that because, I mean, that's going to be hard to top. Because, I mean, Silsbee was that close to doing something special. What they did was great in the comeback, but, man, they were so close to doing something special.
Now, if you're voting on just stats, and it's hard to do that because some guys don't get to play a full game.
Yeah.
One of the guys I voted for did not make it to as a finalist. His stats don't match everyone else because he didn't get to play the whole game. He was playing for Newton, so they were blowing everybody out. One guy, if you love stats, quarterback Troy Yeoman, the senior out of Westbrook, threw for over 3,000 yards, 32 touchdowns. And, oh, by the way, he also ran for 5 scores and nearly killed a kid from Baytown Sterling. What was he thinking? Got in Troy's way and literally got blown up. Probably one of our best highlights of the year.
I tell you what, you know, for me personally, I think, you know, Troy Yeoman arguably is probably the front runner for this.
I would think so.
And like you said to me, his stats, you know, they'll inflate it. You know, they're almost like video game type stats. But you know what? He earned every single bit of that. He is a crucial point. I mean, granted, I know I said earlier, hey, look, if you take Yeoman out, I think they'll be fine. Yeah, that is true. But you know what? It's that air attack just wouldn't have been the same. Don't get me that they had Joey Pierre, they had Thaddeus Johnson. I mean, the list can go on and on with the offensive weapons. But man, he was something special to watch. And to me, he is somebody that doesn't get enough respect. I think he's a very underrated player, and I can't wait to see what happens. You know, because more than likely he'll be at the D2 level.
And when you look at these guys, they all have their claims of why they should win it. Marcus Morris, arguably the most important player for a team in this area because, as you said, without Marcus Morris, Hampshire Finette's not the same team. They're a solid team. Obviously, they're a playoff team, but Marcus Morris made that team go. You've got Knowlton Shelvin, who really stepped up, and their quarterback Cam Smith went down this year. So, you know, they were taking more load than they were, you know, normally going to have to in splitting time with Ernest Caesar III in the backfield. Draylon Taylor, three-headed monster and still piling up the yards like he did.
That's tough to do because you would think with a three-headed monster like that, okay, maybe a guy gets 400 yards, maybe a guy gets 5, the other maybe gets 6. No, man. I mean, they rushed for well over 2,000 yards this season. It's crazy.
And the last guy, Troy Yeoman, over 3,000 yards against. Oh wait, by the way, 6A competition.
Yes, let's not forget that.
Let's remember the competition they're going up against. So that's huge. Now we always talk about offense, because
it's fun.
They make the highlights and all that kind of stuff, but the dirty work's done on the defensive side.
Oh yes, it is.
We've got 4 guys that are named finalists for the defense. Yep. Santiago Agudelo.
Oh,
I'm going to say that. Right. I don't know if I said it right, Santiago. I know I said your first name right. P&G linebacker. He's a senior. Tyrone Brown, West Orange Stark linebacker. The only junior that is up for this award. And, oh, by the way, he's already committed to Baylor. He is a really, really good athlete out there in Fruit City. Christian Simeon, East Chambers, linebacker, senior, and also J.K. Wilson, Beaumont United. Sorry, Mike buried you for being late to the award finalist announcement, but great guy.
Now I'm getting buried
great
now,
guy.
too. But
I love J.K., especially on Twitter. The guy's got a great Twitter game. He's a defensive tackle senior, the only non-linebacker that is a finalist.
Now, I'll tell you what, J.K., even though you were late, ultimately he did give a great interview, man. And I can't wait for everybody to see that at the 10 o'clock news tonight. But, yeah, J.K. is something special. And to me, just like Troy Yeoman, I believe he's your front runner for this.
Okay.
But that's just me, though.
Front runner. So let's go through some stats here. First of all, Santiago Agudelo.
Yes.
Agudelo.
Santiago.
I really don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
It could be Agudelo. I don't know.
Could be a number of
I know
things,
he's a really good guy. He's a great linebacker.
Anyway,
110 tackles, 4 sacks, first-team all-district kind of guy.
Yep.
And P&G, they have heard so many bad things about their defense over the years. They can score, but they can't stop anybody. Well, what do you know? They got a linebacker here up there for the defensive finalists. You got to love that. Tyrone Brown, if you don't know this kid, you're going to hear a lot about this guy next year. Junior on that West Orange Stark chain gang defense, committed to Baylor already. Get this, 129 tackles, 81 solo, 48 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I just said J.K., but if you're going off of stats, alone, stuff we talked about earlier,
right?
I mean, it's going to be a toss-up.
Okay.
I mean, he's very humble tonight and talking to me. So
Christian Simeon, East Chambers. When you think of East Chambers, you think offense, of course. They can play a little defense out there too.
Yes, they can.
95 tackles, 69 of them were solo, 14 tackles for a loss, 6 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, 2 recoveries, 1 interception, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Oh, I like that right there, sir. No, it's funny because when I was speaking to Christian and Knowlton about that, I said, what does that say a lot about East Chambers football? And they're like, hey, we're one of the best. That's it, because you don't see anybody else out there with 2 schools. I mean, we've seen in the past with Westbrook, but East Chambers, that's somebody who I could easily see right down the line that they're going to do big things. I love what they're doing, not only in football, but basketball as well.
That's right, and they have a finalist on both sides of the ball.
Yes, they sure do.
The Willie Ray Smith Award. Finally, J.K. Wilson, this is Mike's favorite already.
Even though I just buried him, apparently, but it was, it was all right, though. So.
Against 6A competition, once again, against the big boys. 71 tackles, 49 solo, 13 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 1 recovery. I was at the game where he came up with the interception. Quick hands on the line against Nederland. Love the celebration, and he's just a great guy.
He's going to be a force to reckon with, too. I mean, he's going to Lamar. He's going to do big things. I mean, whether or not it'd be interesting to see what happens, with his freshman year, or if he's a red shirt or whatnot. But I tell you what, man, and like I told him at the very end, I said, hey, we cannot wait to see what you do on that side, because he is somebody special that he's going to be a game changer, I believe, for Lamar Cardinals.
That's right. And another guy from Beaumont United, Samaya Vaughn, quarterback, committed to Lamar. So
absolutely.
Coach Blaine Morgan said he's going to look in his own backyard, and
they're starting to.
So far, he's following through.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for our first time out. We've already talked about a couple of banquets. The Built Ford Tough Player of the Year banquet that I attended. The Willie Ray Smith Award banquet that we're both going to attend.
Yep.
So we got one more banquet to talk about when we come back, and that's the Southeast Texas Coaches Association Hall of Honor banquet. And this guy, he's going to get to go.
That's right.
That's right. You get all the good food.
With the super sensational head of the tribe,
Matt Burnett.
That's
so we're going to have more on that coming up after the break. Hello, welcome back to 4-9 Sports X's and O's. We're calling it the very special banquet edition because we're talking about a lot of banquets, a lot of awards. It's awards season.
Yes.
That sounds a little better than banquet
Where's our
season.
awards?
Just wait. Anyway.
Exactly.
This weekend, the Southeast Texas Coaches Association, top-notch crew. Love those guys over there. And they're coming together to induct 4 new members into their Hall of Honor. Go ahead and read off the names.
Somebody that we
Let's start. Well, no, you're going to finish that one last.
Oh, yes. So we're going to start out here with Johnny McDonald. You know what? He was the first student trainer to graduate under the National Curriculum of Sports Trainers from Lamar Tech.
Lamar Tech.
Very
Remember,
beautiful.
Lamar University was called Lamar Tech at one time.
That's right. Started as the athletic trainer at Conroe High School, Hampshire Burnett, Lumberton, Bridge City, Koontz, Port Arthur, TJSFA, Memorial Nederland, and Lamar State College. Well, man, the list goes on and on.
I'm surprised he wasn't your dad's trainer. I mean,
here's the best part of this. Aside from serving as the athletic trainer, he also coached basketball, track, cross country, golf, and softball.
An unbelievable accomplishment, a great lifetime award there. Also,
Mickey D.
John Leonard is on the list to be inducted.
2001, started the Barbers Hill High School volleyball program, accumulated a record of, 368, 110.
I like when he has to wipe his eyes to read that. Really?
Like, wow, like, okay. All these numbers, I'm like, who typed all this? All these numbers are run together, but 153 and 15 in the playoffs, which that's one of the most important things, with 5 regional tournament appearances. Here comes the inflated stats here. 12 district championships, 13 regional tournament appearances, and 2 state tournament appearances. That's quite the resume for Johnny.
That's not too shabby. This next guy, we just call him Griff around here. Coach Griff. That's right. Steve Griffith from LCM, one of the iconic coaches in all of the state of Texas, really took the LCM baseball program from nothing and turned them into a state power year in and year out. He's decided to step away, at least this year. We might see him back on the
I like that
field again.
There. Now, if you're listening to the podcast,
let's see him back out there again. He led LCM to 1 state appearance. I remember it because I came out of high school in '98. I believe it was the '96 season. Let me see. I believe it was the '96 season that they went to state with LCM, a guy by the name of Bo Hill.
Oh, man, we all remember Bo Hill, from the era that we grew up in, of course, yes.
The guy was a stud. If you actually go out to Don Gibbons Field out there in Orange at LCM's campus, you'll see his jersey on the wall because he was that good.
Yes, he was. I definitely remember him.
But Steve Griffith, one of the best guys you know. Yep. And this next person, the totally awesome,
super sensational
head of the tribe,
Matt Burnett.
And this is where Cherokee would come on right now.
Yes. Oh, there's air horns.
I just had a Dixie Dance Hall flashback.
Wow, right?
But,
yeah,
wow.
Usher.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, Matt Burnett, very familiar with this guy.
Oh, yes, we are, sir.
You played for him.
Yeah, I did play for him, right? He said, Canizales, you knucklehead, what are you doing? I'm like, Coach, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm over here on the sidelines. You're not even playing me. What are you doing? You're wasting all this talent, Coach. Nah, I'll tell you what.
Saying you could have gone pro if you would have just got the shot?
I could have, right? Now I'm next to you.
That's what happened. Stuck next to me.
The funny thing, we live next to his brother, who's a judge now, Brad Burnett. So Matt, now I'm very familiar with Matt. I mean, for most of my life growing up here, all the Burnetts, that is. And I'll tell you what, Matt, looking at his resume, 1999 Cardinal Hall of Honor inductee. Started as an assistant coach at Lamar, Vidor, Klein Oak, Nederland, and P&G. But P&G is really where he made his mark. 1994, named P&G head coach, 5 district titles. 1999 state runner-up, compiled 96 wins at the helm of P&G. Man, I'll tell you what, that 99 state run, that was something special.
It was unbelievable.
So I mean, that was my junior season. So I definitely did get to practice along with him. And man, Dustin Long was everything that you want in a quarterback. That team from top to bottom. That was somebody that we weren't quite sure because my brother graduated in '99. We all thought his team was going to be the ones, and the Dustin Long senior, it was going to be it was going to be at best, but no, they did it. But Stephenville, man, they did us in. Kendall Browse. Forget you, man.
Well, yeah, his dad, Art Browse, was the head coach.
Yes, he was, yes. And they were allowed, over 40,000 plus? I remember that.
39,000.
39,000. Okay, I know this guy would get technical with
Mainly
me.
all P&G people from bottom to top.
Yep.
Except for Stephenville's louder because they had propane bottles.
Yes, propane, Bobby.
Stop. Propane bottles, yes, with ball bearings, and it was named Big Bertha.
Yeah.
And they would shake that thing the whole game. But Matt Burnett actually still coaching. He was over at LCM. You can see him as a defensive coach, of course, because guy loves defense.
Yes.
Sitting there coaching with the LCM Battling Bears. It is going to be a fun time out there at the SETCA banquet. Like I said, take advantage of the food.
always take advantage of them. 409 Sports, every time we go to whether it's banquets or tournaments, we're not going just for the food, right? Okay, maybe we are. Maybe we are a little bit, yes. We are.
The
We
seats are
don't
getting a
get
little
me wrong. Right?
Yeah.
Right
But
after
anyway.
me, I just got like 55 boudin balls from the Lions Club. So, and
Once
now
again,
we're
we
down
love
to
you, Lions
10.
Club. But when we're talking about the SETCA, the banquet's not only for the Hall of Honor, they also give out trophies for the Coach of the Year for every single sport, boys and girls. We're not talking about, just the sports we talk about the most, like football, baseball, basketball. We're talking about down to, tennis, powerlifting, and even I believe there's a Trainer of the Year award. Truly a special thing. I'm a past winner of their Media Person of the Year award. We're going to get Mike one of those trophies soon. That's what I'm working on.
Yeah, hopefully so. I mean, this year I didn't get the nod. You know
okay.
what? I'm like, I'll remember that. That's going to be written on the list one day in my book. I'm going to have a big screenshot. Yeah, this is what you did and what you didn't do.
In their defense, you were working here for like half a year.
That is, I guys only started here in March. That was one of the first things. I'm like, yeah, we're not even here a year. Neither of us have been here technically. It's getting close though, right?
I believe I've been back here at Channel 12. I believe next week or the week after will be 1 year back.
That's crazy. I started March 25th, and man, this year has
And I was back in
flown.
February.
Look at us, man.
Look at us babbling once again.
We're old. We're two babbling idiots. we're just a couple of Southeast Texas boys living the dream. Minus Dixie Dance Hall, of course.
Right. I mean, that was a flashback. Those lasers, they come in at any time now. You got to listen.
There it is, right
There it is.
Yes.
It's going to be really bad if this is only in our ears and we're going to look like fools.
That's right. I can hear Jacob with him laughing right now, so that tells us that's exactly what has happened. Two babbling idiots looking like fools, dreaming of their days of Dixie Dance Hall.
Have no clue if that's going out over there or just in our ears. So
No, it is right in our ears.
Well,
Forget you guys, too.
we've babbled long enough. But
Yes, we have.
It's been another great edition here at 409 Sports X's and O's. Well, we'll be back to normal next week. We'll have a guest join us, but we really want to go into the Willie Ray Smith Awards and preview that Hall of Honor banquet this weekend because it is a special time of the year. It is awards season, and it's time, for all that hard work. You get the payout now.
Absolutely. Now, a couple weeks from now, Fun with Flags, is that where we're going to be?
I'm really, he said Flagstaff is where the Fun with Flags
Yep.
convention is. I'm going to try to hit that banquet up as well. And we're going to probably preview that. Also go through my favorite flags, most unusual flags. Give you all the flag facts I can think of.
And I think I'm going to maybe hit up a wrestling convention one of these days, too.
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble this Sunday, Minute Maid Park. How you doing? I'll be working, though, because we have a big home run derby to get to.
One thing before we let you go. If you want to see us embarrass ourselves or crush the competition, depending how we're approaching this.
I like the other side.
If we lose, we were having fun.
Yes.
If we win, we knew it. But anyway, home run derby out at Lamar University softball complex. It's supposed to be a rainy weekend, so I wonder if that one's going to get shifted to the baseball field.
Possible.
Turf.
Yes.
But it's a free event. You can come see the softball and baseball teams, pick up your season tickets, and watch us swing for the fences or strike out miserably.
I don't think we're going to strike out. We're definitely going to swing for the fences, and I'm guaranteeing a victory right now, sir.
You heard it here.
You heard it here first on X's and O's.
We'll tell you if it happened. We might even show you some video next week.
Might as well, right?
All right, right here on 409 Sports X's and O's.